kind of hard to tell, but there's two trumpeter swans on that island right there. They're sleeping, taking a rest. Then behind the island, there's a mute swan nest, and there's also a mute swan over there. That's interesting because the trumpeters have been nesting in this pond in Pittsfield Township for the past like at least 4 years, maybe 5 years. I'm surprised. Today is April 19th. I'm surprised that they allow the mute swans here. But maybe in the next week or so, you might not see any mute swans here. You'll just see the trumpeters. Only time will tell. Lots of swallows here. Some Canadian geese out there. Can't identify what type of ducks those are, but very interesting. Well, the mute swan just swam around by the trumpeters there. Very interesting. That's where the trumpeters have nested in the past few years. But this is a new pair of trumpeters. About, I can't recall, maybe 3-4 years ago, more like maybe 5 years ago, there was a pair of trumpeters here, and unfortunately one was lost in the summertime with one of their cygnets too. But I like to see what happens when the trumpeters get into the water. It looks like they woke up from their nap. They're standing up. I've seen coots in here before. There's one right over there in the water, kind of cool. And this is the mute swan and its nest right here. There's a Canadian geese that's nesting on the island. It's a pretty impressive mute swan nest, actually. And there's the one mute swan with his arched feathers. to be at least about 30 swallows here, barn swallows, I believe they are. Trying to get a good vantage point. It's not that big of an island. But trumpeters look like they're moving to the other side. Mallards right there in the water. Trumpeters are just relaxing on the island. But for sure the Mute Swan is nesting April 19th. Like I say, it'd be interesting to come back here in a week. See if the Mute Swans are here or the Trumpeters are here. This pond actually dried up back, I believe, like in 2013. We had a really dry summer. And this pond basically went dry. Now it's a little hard to tell, but maybe the Trumpeter is also nesting. The Trumpeter on the right hand side. Then the Mute Swan nest is right over there. Be interesting to see the Trumpeter get in the water. Those are two mallards right over there, but those other ducks I have to search. I know what they are, I just don't know the name. I took a picture, so I'll figure it out later. Yeah, the one trumpeter, he's just resting on the left-hand side. A lot of development in this area. They built this senior nursing home over there a number of years ago. Then across the road here, that used to be a farmland, and now they have these houses. Document the mute swan nesting right here. Funny, there's the coot right there, and that other duck right out there could be a female, but I'm not sure. The two trumpeters are in the water now. I went back to my car to get another camera, but I have a time lapse that captured that. I just think it's a matter of time. If the trumpeters just want to like get rid of the mute swans, they'll do it. Swam to the other part of the pond here. Trumpeters are just bobbing their heads up and down. It's interesting, the mute swan really doesn't have his wings that arched. I've seen them like really arch their wings a whole lot more. Mute Swan is moving away from the trumpeters now. More space. There is a pond across the road that the trumpeters have nested at before. Not this pair, a different pair. Not the best of conditions today. It's like really windy. Air temperature is like 55. Oh. Could be a beaver or a muskrat. That might be a beaver actually. But the wind is really making it feel cold. Well, there goes the trumpeters. Like, I have to come back and check this pond like in a week and see if the mute swans are still here. Trumpeters usually start nesting towards the end of April, beginning of May. Also had to check out eBird. I know mute swans have nested here before, like years ago. Well, that mute swan's happy. He got rid of the trumpeters. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, I'm back in Pittsfield Township, May 1st, 2021. I think I was last here on April 19th, and the mute swans were here with the trumpeter swans. And then I came by a couple days or a week later, and I just saw the mute swans still nesting. But you got the two trumpeters out there towards the right. Looks like they're sleeping. So I'm wondering if they're going to take over their nesting pond. Well, I've been here for about an hour. The trumpeters are still sleeping. This mute swan, this is the male right here, came over to this side of the pond. The female is off her nest right now. Looks like she's getting back on her nest. But pretty interesting. Yeah, she's getting back on her nest. It's funny, the Mute Swan, he rests a little bit, but then he's back in the water. Trumpeters have been resting ever since I got here. Maybe it's about 90 minutes now. They've been sleeping. They pop their heads up once in a while. Lots of swallows here. Saw some mallard ducks on the other side. No coots. The last time the trumpeters were on the island, when they got into the water, they went over to the other side and they ended up flying away. And the Mute Swan was just, he had his wings arched, but wasn't really keeping that close of to the trumpeters. It's May 1st today, so the latest I've ever seen trumpeters nest is, well, back in Plymouth Township, they nested like really like late May, early June one year, and they only had one cygnet, but he passed away when he was a juvenile. Typically trumpeters nest by May 15th here in Michigan, southeastern Michigan. Well, we're at the 90-minute mark now. Trumpeters still resting over there. They haven't moved since I got here. Mute Swan's been swimming around, resting here and there. Lots of swallows here on the pond. A couple mallard ducks, some Canadian geese, red-winged blackbirds. Kind of funny, that gentleman thought my pole was a fishing pole. People sometimes think I'm a surveyor when I walk around with that pole. It's about 2 hours now since I've been here. Trumpeters are still resting. Mute Swan is somewhat near them.